Okay. If he doesn't say the words trading number 15, it's a non-quote. Because really, the gist of the quote, Andy, is simply this. We don't really want to go in the second apron. Guess who doesn't? Also doesn't want to go in the second apron. Every other team in the NBA.
Boston's proving it.
Yeah, teams are scrambling to get out of that space right now. Nobody wants to have to pay the repeater tax, luxury tax at that level, and be that hamstrung and given that lack of flexibility. Josh Kroenke said yesterday it's not something that we're scared of, but like when you insinuate, well, if we did it and it went south, we might have to trade Jokic, you're basically saying we're never doing it. And I think that their actions in the last couple of years, particularly not keeping and retaining KCP, are the biggest reason to believe they're never doing it. I don't think they're ever going to do it. Because guess what? If there was a player that would have been worth doing it for, I think it's KCP. I think it's the perfect Jokic complement. So here's my question. Because, stories like this, then you get a social media panic. Well, ESPN's got to fill time every single day. Websites have got to fill column inches every single day. So people just grab onto this. I saw it on every national site today. Morning shows on ESPN. But again, what did they grab onto? Not the Denver's never going in the second apron. They grabbed onto, we got to talk about Jokic getting traded to the Lakers now. Like that's now what the conversation is. Jokic going to the Knicks? That's what the conversation now becomes, which is nonsense. It's all stupid. This is my question. Do you think Nikola Jokic, A, knows or B, cares about the quote?
It is a great question. I don't know if he knows. I would assume in his bubble in Serbia, which I'm always under the impression he doesn't worry about what's going on here until he needs to.
Right.
Because he's back home enjoying his family time, enjoying his private life, and enjoying his horses.
He's the king of the unplugged.
Yes. Now, did his agent see something and maybe drop Josh a call?
Without a doubt.
I would not be surprised if that happened.
Yeah.
Just to, And I also would not be surprised if Josh could get a redo that, like you said, he would maybe choose, I don't want to have to trade a core member of the team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, look, I don't think Jokic is aware. I think everything's fine. Again, I'm really trying to figure out, watching the whole press conference live, we talked a little bit about this yesterday. I knew exactly what he meant. I do think it's been an interesting case of telephone to see how it's been received by those that heard it differently.
Yes. Really, like, what he actually said was, we're not going into the second apron.
Right.
Okay?
Because I don't want to have to even contemplate having to trade 15 if we get bad injuries, and that's, again, you're seeing all the trades of Boston. Look, they may trade Jaylen Brown still. Bam Adebayo, and Jaylen Brown can flip-flop teams, according to one rumor I saw.
Yep.
They may not be done moving people.
Throws you off badly. Yeah, that really was, and again, Josh said, we're not scared of it, but it's like, okay, but I don't think you want to do it. I don't know if it's good basketball business flat out to do it. Now,
no, are we not living proof that we're not even in? Are they in? They're not in the second apron. And look at how much stuff they haven't been able to do just in the apron that they occupy now.
Right.
Could not sign a buyout player last year. Cannot combine. I keep getting asked the questions, and I'm glad we asked Ryan Blackburn about it. We asked Ryan Blackburn a couple weeks ago. We need to retweet the YouTube video out because it's on our YouTube, Altitude Sports Radio YouTube page. Go to the Kreckman and Lindahl Reacts page, KNO Reacts page, and you'll find Ryan Blackburn. He said that they can't go and combine, like had Saric opted out, you can't combine the Saric money with the Russ money to make a bigger mid-level exception because they're in these aprons.
Right.
Everything is you think it's restrictive what they can do now, and all they can basically do is replace like an MLE, their 5.9 million MLE, and maybe replace like Russ's slot.
Mm-hmm.
You go on a second apron, you don't even have options like that, and you're paying, what did Boston pay? $500 million for being in that apron?
How'd it work out for him?
Yeah. It didn't, because even before Tatum got hurt, they weren't winning that series with Indiana.
Yeah, exactly. So, like sure, if the Nuggets went and dropped $30 million a year on a free agent somewhere and it just like boom that out, oh, sure, I'm going to be excited about it. Absolutely. But, like, is that a good way to do basketball business? I mean, ultimately, like, it's not my money, but I do recognize the way that it hamstrings the organization. And I get it. Like, the money is spent. They won a championship. They rewarded the guys that won the championship. The money spent. Is it ideal? No. I've got my criticisms of the roster. You have your criticisms of the roster. But ultimately, like, you need to be able to stay in a place where you have at least whatever minimal flexibility to deal with the margins of the roster, which kept talking about margins all day yesterday.
Here's what I think is interesting, too, and this is the way I think the NBA is going to go. I assume very soon you'll have Jay Williams and SGA be the two highest paid players on OKC, right? If you had the rest of the roster to pick from,
yeah,
who are you taking off that roster to put on your team? A good team like a Nuggets.
Sure.
I'm taking Caruso.
Yeah.
I'm taking Lou Dort. My point is, I'm taking the guys that are in that $20 million a year range.
Caruso,
I'm not looking for another $35, $40 million player.
Right. Caruso got an immediate extension as soon as they did that trade last year.
Yeah, and we looked it up. He's making 18 to 20 million.
Which, by the way, the Nuggets don't have, like, again, do I want the Nuggets to work magic with Zeke Naji in a beautiful, perfect trade? Yeah. Guess what? Zeke Naji's not Josh Giddey.
Well, I bring it up to ask you this. How many max contracts do you think the NBA will go for in the future? I think teams will stick to 2, and that's about it. I don't think teams will be going 3 or 4 max contracts anymore.
I would agree with that.
In these new confusing rules, and I admit they're confusing. Every time I think we got something figured out, there's some little clause we didn't know about.
I would say it's less likely, which is what Adam Silver wanted, which is what the owners wanted, to create more parity in the league, fewer super teams, and having high-priced stars more spread out around the league.
Right.
That's what they were going for.
And ultimately leads to more parity.
Yes.
He wants more. He loves Adam Silver and the NBA love the fact that what's it now been 7 different champions
in 7 years
since Golden State won back-to-back or whatever. So that's what they want.
A new title winner every single year, new markets to be excited about it every single year.
Everyone gets their taste of a parade.
In all seriousness, Andy, like, a big part of the conversation that came out of after this finals is Thunder are set up. They are young. This is one of the youngest championship winners ever. They are good. They are hungry. They're good to get, like, contract control is still there. I don't know. Mark it down. June 25th, 2025. Nate Kreckman says they're not winning the title next year.
I wouldn't be shocked. You're just never as hungry the next year you come back. A and B, all it takes is one injury and everything changes.
Repeating is a brutally tough thing to be able to do.
We've talked about it. The Nuggets had the same luck. All the champs. Boston had the same luck.
Yep.
How many teams have stayed healthy their whole playoff run? What got the Nuggets? Aaron Gordon got hurt. Who knows what happens in Game 7 if Aaron Gordon doesn't get hurt?